lines are open, 1-800-969-9352. Your questions, comments, fishing reports, feel free to bring them right here. Lots and lots of stuff to cover here this morning. Interesting week with the new moon. We got so much to talk about. What's our weather update?
It's weathery out there.
Weathery.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it looks like we might potentially have some weather coming up this coming weekend. At least that's the way it was forecasted yesterday. This morning, that forecast is completely shifted yet again. So we've had some really, really good runs of luck here so far this summer, June, July. I'm just going to keep knocking on wood and keeping my fingers crossed and my toes crossed, because every time about 7, 10, 12 days out, we see something that potentially might screw us up a little bit. We might have a few days of bad weather. 9 out of 10 times so far the last 6 weeks, it's been on the forecast and then it goes away.
Peter's out.
Yeah, and
Good.
That's how it looks. I mean, yesterday when I did the Fox 13 thing, when we did our email newsletter, I was talking about, hey, this upcoming week, about mid-work week, it's going to get a little nasty, and this coming weekend looks nasty. But this morning it looks beautiful as far as the eye can see. The whole 10-day forecast is basically 10 mile an hour or less for the majority, if not the entirety, and it's 2 foot or less at Egmont. So things are looking pretty good. We're on the backside of a new moon right now, coming up to a quarter moon, first quarter moon this coming week, around mid-work week. So tides are going to slow down on us a little bit, but overall things are looking up.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Weather update brought to you by our good friends at Reese Windows and Doors, Florida's leading window and door company, over 50 years in business. They offer free installation, most windows and doors installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. They only use in-house installers, no freelance contractors. All their work comes with a double lifetime warranty. What does that mean to you? It means you never pay for warranty. When you sell your house, the warranty transfers to the new owners, which adds value to your home. Visit ReeseWindows.com for more information. So speaking of weather, I got all boogered up yesterday by that little cell that was out there yesterday morning. Crazy scenario. So the bite on Wednesday, inshore, pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
The bite on Thursday, not so good, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm thinking, weather looks good. Friday, I'm going to get away from all the boats. I'm going offshore if I can get my hands on some crabs. Boom, my crab guy comes through. I got 25 crabs, perfect permit crabs. I'm going permit fishing, boys. Got the rods all loaded up, get everything loaded up. I'm rolling down 75, headed for the Marina, and I see the lightning down there in the distance, and I'm thinking, oh, man, well, maybe it'll just kind of blow through. Nope. It just hangs there right where I wanted to go. And with that system out there, it made it windier than what it was supposed to be. I tried to run out there first thing in the morning, and I'm like, you know what? This is just, taking a little bit of a pounding here. It's just not worth it. So boogered up my whole morning plans.
Thursday was a weird day, man.
That was Friday. It was yesterday.
Excuse me. I went back to what you said earlier, though, about how Thursday was a tough bite.
It was crazy.
It was a beautiful day after a new moon. Everything looked like it was supposed to be a pretty good day, but it was a tough bite near shore, offshore, all the way around for us. So it's interesting to hear that it was tough inshore, too.
It was. Makes me feel better, because sometimes you just out there fishing and think you suck. And that was the struggling part, was like everywhere we went, there was fish.
Mm-hmm.
Like we saw fish. I had a big school redfish.
Same thing.
I had a giant school big snook. I'm like, there's fish everywhere we went. And you'd get a couple of pops on some chummies. We'd catch one, and then like somebody hit a light switch. You're like, what the hell just happened? Like seriously, like head scratching. Hold on. We did get a really good one last stop, which was cool. Had Tej Patel, who was a guy who bought one of my trips at 6a-8a, so it was cool to get him on a big fish, and we've been backing him up because of weather. So it was nice to get him in, and he did get a good one at the end. But it was a tough bite. The funny thing yesterday was, so I was trying to avoid that.
Mm-hmm.
Was why I'm like, you know what? I got some regular clients. they like to get offshore every now and then anyway, or near shore in your world. So,
Offshore.
Yeah, let's get out there.
Offshore permit fishing.
Let's get out there near shore and do some permit fishing, maybe some snapper fishing, just have some fun. Avoid this terrible inshore bite. And then the weather comes, I'm forced to go inshore, and the bite was pretty good.
Nice.
I'm like, that's weird. And I went to a lot of the same places that I saw fish the day before. I'm like, you know what? When all else fails, go to where the fish are.
Yeah.
And we had to pick at them, but we were able to pick at them.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't like they just shut down completely. It would shut down for a few minutes, and then you'd pick up another one, and then shut down for a few minutes. And then as the morning was ending, I was going to hit one more spot. I slide into a last spot, pick up 4 or 5 redfish and a 30-inch snook, like last stop. I'm like, well, that's pretty sexy. So
it's always good to end on a high note.
It is, yeah. It's always much better than catch a 40-inch snook at 8 o'clock in the morning and then catch nothing else.
They forget the beginning of the trip.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, it was just kind of a weird weather. The bait was really, really good, super clean.
These high tides have been nuts.
Yeah, they've been nuts, and that's part of the problem. Part of the problem you run into this time of year is you find fish one day, and you're not really doing the math and paying attention to what's happening with the tides, and those fish on a big low, because you have a big outgoing, those fish ride that outgoing tide and bolt out of there, and then you go back there the next day, and there's nothing where you were. It really changed. And then on the high tide, there's so much water, they can swim wherever they want.
Yeah.
So it really changes things up.
High tide has been mid-morning right when you're fishing.
Changes everything up. So, it was interesting because I was headed for a spot yesterday afternoon. We caught some fish over on the other side. I was headed back towards Fort DeSoto, and I told my mate, Captain Josh Johnson, I said, hey, I'm gonna pull in here. And he goes, dude, we were just there earlier in the week. There's nothing there. I'm like, these big tides, those fish should be there. I think those fish probably left, and we might have got some new fish. I'm going to roll in there. He goes, well, it might be a good idea. There was a lot of mullet there. I go, exactly. Let's go back in there and just see. We've already caught some fish, you know what I mean? So if we strike out on the last spot, it's not great, but we've already caught some fish. I think we'd probably get some new fish in there on these big tides. We rolled in there. First bait wasn't in the water for 2 minutes.
Nice.
Boom, nice redfish. I'm like, here we go. Couple of redfish, boom, 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 30-inch snook. And Josh was like, man, it was a good call. And again, I said, you got to play those tides in your brain. I realized that there was a lot of fish here. And we got into this new moon phase with these big tides. And a lot of those fish seem to leave, which isn't abnormal. And then you get some more fish because, this is a very productive highway of fish normally this time of year. So don't just scratch it off your list like, hey, there's nothing there. You're on these big moons. Those fish can come and go pretty quick.
But now we're getting away from that big moon, so things will start to stabilize this week.
It'll stabilize a little.
Yeah.
And it gets a little boogery on the backside of the moons, even the new moon, which I do like. I just don't. What?
Boogery?
Boogery.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, it gets
sticking with that?
Boogered up. It does. It just gets funky, because you're on the backside of the moon. I don't know what it is about the backside of the moons. But
I feel like it can go either way on the backside of the moon sometimes, It's like sometimes you still have that strong, whether it's a new moon, full moon, the backside of the moon
still got good tides.
Yeah, it can still be good tides. The fish can still be responsive. They can still kind of be in that pattern. And then other times it's like totally different.
I feel that way on the new moon. I don't feel that way on the full.
Yeah.
The backside of the full to me is horrible. Those are the worst.
Normally,
my least favorite tides of the month. Even though there's big water moving, they're eating all night long.
Yeah.
It just really, especially if you've got clear skies, if you don't have a bunch of weather, you don't have cloud cover. Oof, boy.
And you hit the nail on the head there. There's so many other variables. People get so hung up on moon phases. I get a little frustrated when they're like, well, what's the best moon phase?
Oh, yeah, well.
It's like, dude, you're planning a trip 2-3 weeks in advance. Moon phase is one of 26 variables. If it's cloudy, it totally disrupts any sort of full moon influence.
Right.
On a new moon, a litany of things can change what those fish are going to do.
Now, let me ask you this. So I think that's interesting that you said that. So are you saying that because we want the Hubbard trips to be full every day and the moon and that's not a shot. The reason I say that,
I hear you.
Our good friend Greg at the Zancudo Lodge, right? Every year,
Oh,
every other year.
pelagic-wise, I'm sure he deals with that nonstop.
Well, and he keeps telling me it doesn't matter. Every time he's like, well, why don't I have this week available? I'm like, I'm not coming that week. It's the full moon. I'm not coming out there to fish on the full moon. I'm not doing it. What the full moon doesn't matter. You're just paying too much attention to it. I'm like, whatever, dude. I've been doing this a long time. I'm not coming all the way to Costa Rica on the full moon. I'm not doing it. But, and I understand Greg's point, like I understand your point. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, it's a full moon, but we're going to have good moving water. You know, we still catch fish on the full moon. I mean, it's not normally, the backside of the full moon to me is the tough one. As long as you're in front of it, it's not too bad.
To a point, what you said is true. I mean, obviously, I am trying to tell people when they're planning trips, don't get so hung up on the full moon. Like the night snapper trips, for example. The night snapper trip is a great example. The 12-hour night snapper trip. We only do them Friday nights. They come back Saturday mornings. The full moon night snapper trip is sold out weeks in advance, all year round. Everybody wants to do the full moon night snapper trip. Well, the one last night, new moon, backside of the new moon, crushed it.
Really?
200 over 250 mangroves. So we can have really awesome trips when the moon phase isn't right. On paper, 12 weeks in advance, that trip might have tougher fishing. But last night is a great example of how moon phase isn't the only variable that causes fish to react.
You know what? That's it. Fishing is stupid. None of it makes.
Why are we here?
Right. None of it makes any sense. We were talking about that on the trip yesterday. Just you if you do it by the book, by the book, it should
There
be
is no book.
It should be a perfect day, and then you get there and you're like, why does it suck? It should be perfect. And
my dad told me something when I was a kid, and it really has stuck with me. And I say it a lot to people, and I hear this a lot from. I was talking to a guy this past week. He was like, I really want to go fishing, but I can't get my friends' schedules to line up. It's like, dude, you want to go fishing? Go fishing.
You're right.
It doesn't matter the moon phase.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what friends you can go with you. Just plan a trip.
Just go.
And if people can go with you, great. And if people don't go with you, it's still going to be fun.
Well, and if you catch them, good.
Yeah.
If you don't, guess what?
You're still out there.
You were still fishing.
A bad day of fishing is better than a good day at work.
Unless you work for a living, yes.
Unless your job is fishing.
And when guys say that to me on the boat as I'm getting grumpy on a terrible bite. Oh,
Yeah.
Captain Mike, relax. I'm like, don't you say it. Don't say what? Bad day of fishing means a good day at work. I am at work, jackwagon. And I'm having a bad day of fishing.
Just so everybody's aware, when Mike's worked up, don't try to talk him down. Just continue to poke the bear. That's the best thing to do.
Nice. I've
learned that.
I think we're up against the clock here, JB. You got to take us to break, my friend. Good stuff right there. Hey, affordable roofing system, shingle, metal, tile, flat roofs, whatever you need. Nobody does it better than affordable roofing systems. Over 3 decades of roofing experience. Give them a call today at 1-888-397-ROOF for your free estimate or visit online at affordableroofingflorida.com. Talking fishing on the other side. We'll be back 970 WFLA.
You can't calm the guy down. Just work him up a little bit more, and he'll tucker himself out.
See what happens. Take your chances. Get the video running. Like our good friend Bobby Wood.
You thought Brock was bad.
Right.
Tim McCardle, yeah, Red Group are going to be open all year, buddy. Morning, Captain Van Hubbard. Morning, Captain Steve Pappin, Nick Nieves, Jeff Reedy, Robert Riggs, Jerry Smith, Gary Borland. What's up, dude? Our buddy Gary Borland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
on the stream.
Like that.
Alan, what's up, dude? Tanya, William Keene, good morning.
Steve Pappin.
Steve likes the radio show now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you should. We might need
The other day when you weren't here, he called me, I think Friday morning. He was like, man, I really like the radio show. I don't got anything going on tomorrow. You want me to come in? I was like, hell yeah, man. Come on.
That's
He joined me and Bobby.
You tell you what, Pap's a hell of a fisherman, bro.
Yeah.
He's a really good,
He's
good
a good talker too. He's a good conversationalist, and he knows a lot about a lot of different things. And I talked him into his kingfish secrets. He's probably sweating right now. He told me finally one of the secrets, but swore me to secrecy. No live stream talking. So I remember, Steve. Don't worry.
Don't give it away. I get it.
Morning, Jack.
Dude, how about this news?
What?
I got tickets.
Oh, opening day of Packers, yeah. At Lambeau.
I told you?
Yeah, you were all giddy at OCC.
Oh, that's right.
You got the call at OCC. It's funny, it's Saturday. It's, 5 days later, and you're still giddy about it.
I'm so stoked.
You've been to an opening day game at Lambeau before?
No, hell no.
No?
Bro, that's a hard ticket to get.
Really?
Oh, dude. I've been to 3 games at Lambeau. This will be my 3rd game at Lambeau ever.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I grew up an hour outside of Green Bay.
Growing up there, you didn't go to games?
Dude, it's a hard ticket to get.
Yeah.
Just, and hell, when I was
It's
there,
always sold out.
But dude, they have like a 50-year waiting list. It's a real waiting list, too, not the one
50-year waiting list for, season tickets. But
Yeah,
not,
season tickets.
But, the cheap seats, you can't just, go and show up and go into a game.
No. No, it's sold out.
Not like the Bucks.
No, it's sold out. My Aunt Sue, she got her tickets. They put her on the list the day she was born. She got her tickets when she was 58 years old.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it ain't no joke. Well, they used to will them. You used to be able to will the tickets.
Oh, and
they stopped that. Now it's getting better. Welcome back. 626 here at the iHeartMedia Empire. Phone lines are open here.
We're talking fishing. 1-800-969-9352. Want to put a shout out to Keith Overton, all the good people over at OCC Roadhouse. Our Tuesday night Real Animals Fishing conversation was a blast. We had a great time. Just a great showing. Lots of people showed up. The legend Mike Mahoney was there. Ray Markham was there. The legendary Vance Tice was there. There was a lot of good people in the house, a lot of great questions. We had some CCA people there. It was just a great group. Our good buddy from down south in Bradenton was there too.
Yeah.
What's his name? Tim?
Tim Duncan from Fisherman's Hut.
Yeah, Tim. Yeah, he had great questions.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Yeah, really good dude. Super
he works
fishy.
at Hubbard's now.
Super fishy cat. You're smart. That's a good move.
Always on the eye for good talent.
Yeah, he's talented. There's no doubt about that. Good, real good dude. Love everything about that guy. So just, again, great people, great food. The food was killer. How were your steak tacos?
Dude, they were killer.
Killer?
Yeah.
I noticed you didn't talk the whole time. You just inhaled them.
Well, I was sitting at a table with Mahoney, his buddy Pete, and you. The conversation was popping. So all I had to do was sit there and enjoy.
Popping.
Yeah. Mike was having one of his hard ciders, so, he was getting worked up.
I do like those. I wasn't worked up. I was pretty calm that night, wasn't I?
Yeah, I'm just commenting. I had to slide in the hard cider jab, so had to come up.
It's an apple juice.
She's like, what kind of beer do you want?
The things that amuse you.
Do you have Angry Orchard?
I should have had a whiskey. Would that have been better?
It would have been better. Much better. Bourbon, whiskey.
Right before.
Or just a beer.
Wow.
A cider was an interesting choice, I have to say.
Okay.
But that's you, man. You're just comfortable being Mike. Mike Anderson.
I'm pretty comfortable.
Who cares what he drinks?
Pretty much.
Except for Dylan.
Dylan doesn't have anything else to worry about, apparently. Real Animals Junior Pro Staff, our summer tournament kicks off here coming up 1 July, runs for the whole month of July. Again, our good friends at 6a-8a Florida and Yamaha Outboards have given us $10,000 in college scholarship money to give away over the summer tournament here. We got really great prizes from Bull Bay Rods, Ingle Coolers, Gator Jim's Fishing Tackle. We'll have our awards banquet, I think it is August 9th over at Gator Jim's. That's a Saturday morning, so it's going to be super, super cool. We're excited to get this thing kicked off. I'm excited about the Real Animals Junior Pro Staff. The 2025 team is uber talented, and it'll be interesting. I'm sure everyone's really happy that Michaela Neuendorf has become too old and can no longer do the Real Animals Junior Pro Staff. So that's a happy moment for the rest of the participants for sure. But anyway, that's kicking off. We're going to be talking fishing here again on the other side. Hopefully phone lines will liven up here. 1-800-969-9352. It's the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. We'll be back.
From the local Lexus dealers, WFLA News Desk. This is new.
It's like you know what you're doing. You even got to plug your favorite beer, Angry Orchard.
That's right. No, Busch Light's my favorite beer.
I don't even know what to say to you sometimes. Busch Light is your favorite beer?
Yeah.
So you were at a beer place where there's 1,000 different beers to choose from. You're going to go to a Busch Light?
Have you seen my boat?
Yeah, true. All right.
Well, you gotta get up to speed, dog. Working on your game. Yeah. Yeah. I'm a Busch Light guy now. Busch Latte.
All right. I'm going to leave that one alone. Dos Equis Amber was one of my favorites. And you know what? Like, if we're talking, like, U.S., like, general distribution beers, I would say Yuengling. I love me some Yuengling.
You know what? I'm a lighter side of beer guy, so I really like the Yuengling Flight a lot.
Yeah,
I like the Flight a lot. I really do. I think that's super good beer.
Yeah.
Super good beer.
Yuengling makes some good products.
Yeah. I was close.
That Dos Equis Amber, though, was pretty fire.
I was close to a...
and I love all the Mexican Caribbean beers.
Do you?
Yeah, like Calic, the Bahamian beer.
That's a great beer.
Imperial, that's a great beer.
Imperial is phenomenal. It's phenomenal beer.
Yeah.
Costa Rica.
Mm-hmm.
Big time. Yeah. Yes, my wife has a T-shirt because she liked those beers so much. I gotta have one of those T-shirts. Oh yeah.
Yeah, if I was in a bar, I would say Dos Equis Amber or like
I don't
Yuengling.
like
but if
I don't
I'm
like
on
the
beach,
dark beers. I mean, it doesn't have to be a super light beer. But I'm not a big
Dos
fan of
Equis Amber is an amber ale. It's pretty light.
Is it light?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Yuengling's pretty light. It's a little heavier.
A little heavier.
But it is still a light beer.
Have you been to the Yuengling? You haven't been to the Yuengling place over by Busch Gardens?
No.
It's a really badass facility. Good food. Yeah. Cool place. Cool place. But yeah, we are Busch.
That area is strange around Busch Gardens.
It's a weird area. Weird part of town.
It is. Oh, Alan from St. Pete said phones are not working. No answer.
Hey, do you know what's up with the phone lines? One of the guys on the stream just said nobody's answering the phones. All right, thanks. Well, that'll make it a long, boring ass show for y'all. It'll just be us.
I'm gonna try it. Well, that's why we're not getting any callers.
Yeah.
JB will fix it though. That explains it when we were coming in. the news guy over there in the corner. When you go through that door and go straight, there's a guy over there, and he was in there cussing up a storm this morning, screaming.
Really?
Yeah. So that explains it. There's technical issues or something. Yeah. Yep.
Phone lines are screwed up.
For now,
looks like
JB will fix it, though.
Looks like he's working on it. Oh, we got somebody. We must have. It must work. Captain Rick Gross. I do. You are a wizard. You're underpaid and underappreciated around here, JB. I'm telling everyone.
Dan the Fishman said it was a tough bite for him Thursday, too.
I didn't either. I was surprised that nobody had called, but it happens every now and then through the first half hour or so, and then somebody just told us on the live stream, that's all. There's Alan in St. Pete, stacking like cordwood, baby. Save the
Alan's
day.
the one who saved us. Alan's the one who pointed it out.
Sexy mofo. Oh, I'm so happy. Tomorrow morning, I'll be sleeping in a very, very cold hotel room. Very cold.
What temperature do you keep your house at?
We usually sleep at 71.
Well, like during the day?
And we up at 73 or 74 because it just gets too expensive.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always, I grew up, Mark Hubbard, house is set to 78, dog. And if you touched it, you were in trouble. Yeah.
It's brutal.
Yeah, hot. So when Emily and I got our house, we always did 76. But over time, my wife has talked me down. So we keep the house at 73, 74 during the day. But at night, I've been ticking it lower. And now I've been keeping it at 70 at night. It's nice.
Oh.
You don't wake up sweaty.
So good to sleep when it's cold, bro. So good.
I was reading a lot of studies that say it's healthier for you.
I think it's extremely healthy. That's how it's working at my house, for sure. Welcome back. The Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. We were having a little bit of phone difficulties there. Thank goodness for the great Jason Behringer. Underpaid, underappreciated around here, you people at iHeartRadio. This guy's a legend. Legend.
Fixed it.
That's right. Couldn't
Big
happen.
shout out to Alan for pointing it out.
Couldn't happen without the great Jason Behringer. So we are back and actually attempting to look like we know what we're doing now. It's a live show, and you can call in. Believe it or not.
It's 1-800-969-9352 if you're wondering.
There you boy.
I was waiting for you, but
you just take the lead, buddy.
I got you, dog.
You're good over there. You're good. Let's check in with Bradenton, Florida, one of our favorite captains, the legend. Nobody does it better, Captain Rick Gross. Rick, how are you this morning?
I'm good. I'm just plugging away.
Chopping wood, baby.
Amen.
Chopping wood. I hear you.
Hey, I had a interesting day on Wednesday, I guess it was.
Talk to me.
Went to I had clients that were coming up from Longboat, so I'll meet people at different ramps there on Anna Maria.
Yep.
And the one ramp is down south, and it just happens to be, we used to call it the North Coquina ramp, but it's called the Scott Moore ramp.
Yeah. Isn't that cool?
So, yeah. So I pulled in there, and I'm waiting on them to come up. Guess who comes up and parks right in front of me? The man himself.
The namesake.
That's right.
And I'm kind of I'm talking with him. You don't really talk too much to Scott. You may say something, and then he just goes on after that.
He's an awesome dude.
And
The best.
he'll tell you everything there is that's happening in Manatee County,
And why.
Anna Maria.
He is the mayor, the governor, whatever you want to call it, of that area. That is Scott's.
Yeah.
That is Scott's territory.
Yeah, it was fun. It made it interesting. My clients were running late, and he filled in the gap, and that was awesome. he's talking to me about the bait and talking to me about the fishing and, and just, everything else that goes on. That's like, that made most of my day was just sitting there listening to him.
I'm telling you. So funny story. So every Labor Day weekend, we got a buddy hooks us up with a house on Anna Maria Island, right? Great friend.
Yeah.
He never rents it out that weekend, so Beth and I always get it. It's amazing. We're at Duffy's on the island getting a burger, Beth and I.
Mm-hmm.
I get a text on my phone from Scott Moore. He's like, hey, what are you doing in my neighborhood? I'm like, dude, I walked into Duffy's and somebody reported to Scott that I was at Duffy's. I'm like,
you weren't driving your truck?
Scott's got
you weren't
people.
in the Mark truck?
No, I think we were in the golf cart.
Wow.
Yeah, Scott, no, actually we had best car because she takes the car and I bring the boat over from O'Neill. So my truck was at O'Neill.
So you were undercover.
I was undercover and I got busted. Yeah. I'm like, but right away I told Beth, I'm like, Scott Moore's got people reporting all over, like, there's a strange fisherman at Duffy's eating a cheeseburger.
You're undercover,
Someone's
Mike.
in your territory.
I don't know how you could be undercover.
You don't think
that's
I
like
could?
That's like saying Dylan's undercover. There's no way, you guys. There's no way.
You don't think we could sneak in?
No.
If I don't have a hat on and no Hubbard shirt, sometimes I can get by.
That's funny. That's funny. Hey, how's your bite been, Rick?
It was interesting listening to you. I said I kind of had something similar going on with that. The client that I had came in, has fished with me a very long time, and he was staying out there towards the lower part of Longboat, and I guess they could see the boats out there, and he started talking about tarpon, and I didn't even have tarpon on my radar for what we were going to do, and I was like, okay, well, he said the guys were catching a couple, so I loaded up, and we headed down that way because that's where he said they were doing it down there. He said he saw a guy hook up twice, another boat hooked up, and I says, well, we'll head down that way. And we got on a school, but they were getting pressured too much, and I was just like spent all morning trying to chase tarpon, and we only were on one group of fish, and that just kind of went south. And I ran from there and ran up north and hit a place for trout. That kind of blanked out. So then I hit a reef. And when we hit the reef, we got on a few mackerel, but
nice.
The fish were they were not, they were slapping at the bait, and the ones that we caught, we didn't catch them in the mouth. We caught them, on the side of the head, in the eye, under the throat. And half the time you had to kind of move your bait around because the water just wasn't, I guess we fished the morning and we ended up on the high part of the tide.
Yeah.
And so there wasn't a lot of tide movement, so the fish were slapping at the baits.
Yeah.
And we did manage to catch a couple mackerel. And we did catch and release grouper fishing on 10-pound spinning gear.
Wow.
Nice.
And I don't know I don't know, is this true, Dylan? If you don't really pressure those fish,
100%,
you can kind of finesse them away from the rock.
How do you think?
Because that's what it felt like.
Those people that catch those huge gags on those slow pitch jigging rods and reels, that it seems impractical or impossible, but that's the idea: is you're finessing these fish, and the gags. I don't know if it's reaction. It's understandable, right? If you're in a bar and someone walks up to you, Mike, and hits you in the shoulder and then bows up to you, what are you going to do? You're going to immediately get aggressive and go into that fight mode, right?
Hit him in the face with a beer bottle. Hit him in the face with a beer bottle.
Whereas these gags, I guess if you hook them and it's lighter tackle, you're not putting the hammer down to them. It's like they're just like, I'm okay. This is just a little bit of pressure. I can handle this. And they don't get worked up. And you can get them away from the rock. And by the time they realize it, it's too late.
I think that's how Emily plays you.
It's true.
It was interesting because we for the tackle that we were using, we landed a couple pretty nice gags. And they caught several. And, they're just happy as they could be catching them.
Yeah.
And then I ran back to the other side of the bay and caught the outgoing tide, and we got on the snook pretty good. That was on Tuesday. And then Wednesday, we tried to mix things up again because I had the same group, and we did some trout fishing and went down Sarasota Bay. And kind of just drifted around, moved around. I had to actually have the trolling motor on low because we just weren't moving that fast, and just kept easing around, popping corks with sardines on it, and we threw back 5 fish over 20 inches.
Wow.
Nice.
And, one of them was probably right at 23, something like that.
Nice.
And then, a steady bite, but nothing great. And then, I went to go try looking for redfish, and we had one redfish on. We didn't get that fish, and then that kind of piddled out. And it was like, just like what Mike was saying, I had to keep moving.
Yeah.
It was like stick and moving. We'd pick up a couple fish here, pick up a couple fish there, and then I picked up another trip on Thursday, and it was a half-day trip, and the trip was about an 8-year-old boy. I think his name was Hunter, and I'm like, I got to get them on something, that's going to be some type of action. So
Sure.
we went trout fishing, and they had a ball catching trout. And then I started looking for. I said, "I'll find you something that's going to pull a little harder." And so we poked around, and same thing, looking for a bite. And then I finally got one little area that we got on a bite with snook, and they had a ball catching them. And I love taking kids and getting kids just hooked on it. And
No doubt.
they were
Nothing better.
great group also. So
Well, good
no,
deal.
you're right. The bite's been kind of weird. It's been, and I was like waiting for that tide to go out. I guess it was like Wednesday, and when the tide went out, the fishing just went to pot. It didn't. It's like it just shut off. Like, that made no sense to me.
Right.
I'm like, but it did. It just went down, and I don't know. I know Mike always says, "What is it? Incoming is new moon, and outgoing is
Usually.
full moon." And
Yeah, usually that's how it's supposed to
Yeah.
work. And it's funny because I had a guy tell me, I was talking to Jim Pollard. Matter of fact, I was talking to him at the OCC Roadhouse. Him and his family were in at OCC Roadhouse having dinner, and he was telling me, and again, Tuesday we're ahead of the new moon. Should be all about that incoming tide. He said his bite wasn't good until the tide turned to go out.
Yeah, it's been weird.
I'm
It's been
like-
weird. I tell you, I don't know about you, Mike, but the one thing that has really been golden, and I'm probably going to jinx it, is the bait. I mean,
Yeah,
bait has
why would
just
you
been-
say that out loud? Why would you ever speak that into existence? Don't do it, Rick. Don't do it. Leave
Well,
it alone.
It's usually, I'll tell you what, it's usually this time of year that I'm ready to go on vacation.
I hear you.
Been grinding, and the with the bait cycle where all you got is little teeny tiny shrimp and little teeny tiny bait, and I'm ready to tap. I'm like, okay, I'm going on vacation. I'm not coming back until the bait's big enough. I mean, I had my charters say, "Hey, Rick, you when are you coming back?" And I was like,
Never.
I'm up in the mountains on a mountain lake, sitting on the dock, fishing for bluegills. My kids are swimming in the water, and I'm like, I'm not coming back.
Right. You may never see me again. I'm selling my house. Yeah, I get it.
But
I get
once
it.
that bait gets big enough, once that hatch gets big enough, then I'm as happy as I can be, because then I do a lot of half days, and we're doing a lot of mangrove snapper, and I'll mix it up with Spanish mackerel, and they love that hatch stuff. They call them popcorn shiners. But
Yeah.
in that in-between time, for about 2-3 weeks, I'm like, you can have it.
I get it. Hey, great report, Rick. Tell everybody how they can get a hold of you if they want to book a trip with one of the best.
Oh, I still think the best way is just go through Real Animals, but my number is 941-730-5148, and it's fishybusinessllc.com.
I absolutely love your passion, my friend. A guy that's been doing this thing as long as you have, so passionate and doing it at such a high level. It's inspiring, brother. Keep up the good work. We appreciate hearing your voice, my friend.
Hey, thank you, Mike. It's always a pleasure.
All right, buddy. Absolutely love that guy. I fished with him, and that
Super
just how
nice.
you hear him on the phone, that's how he is all the time. Like I've only been around him. He's like that all the time. Super fishy cat. It's crazy.
Super.
Yeah, good stuff. Let's try to get one more in here. Let's go to Alan in St. Pete here quick. Alan, how are you?
Doing well. How are you, gentlemen? Good to hear your voices.
We're better now that you saved the day and we have some phone calls. Otherwise, it was going to be a tough show, just Dylan and I
Yeah, I
talking.
had to talk to this guy the whole time.
We'd have had like 2 listeners by the end of that.
Yeah,
We definitely
you don't
would've
have
fought.
any. You
Now we
don't
have-
have any beer or food there, so there's nothing to save the day.
Right. Now we have 4 listeners. So it's all good.
Well, it's good to see you guys on Tuesday night. Hang out with the triumvirate of Tampa Bay fishing.
It was good Mahoney joined us. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mahoney always finds a way to steal the show, doesn't he? That story he told about his dad's navigational skills. It was, 240 out of Egmont and 4 beers?
Yeah.
And drop lines?
That's it.
Yep.
I've heard that many times.
It gets funnier every time.
It must be a true story.
Just classic.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my fishing's been a little slow. Truck broke down, so I had nothing to tow the boat with, so I had to revert to the kayaks. And I'm not the most graceful guy in a kayak, as you can probably imagine.
When I look at you,
resonate with that.
When I look at you, all I see is kayak fishermen. I just think to myself right away, I'll bet he is an elite kayak fisherman.
Yeah, first and foremost, my kayak is 12 foot long.
Of course it is.
So it is stable, but it's not the most maneuverable thing in the world. And but it is kind of fun to get out in it. It gets you makes you slow down, gets you out in up close and personal. But it's been, like I said, it's been kind of a grind, way too much water. And but the fish you do catch are quality fish.
Yep.
And to me, I'd rather catch one big one than a bunch of dinks, So, caught a couple really nice trout and some snook and one big redfish this week. And, that's not big numbers, but like I said, quality fish. And again, bait in the Upper Bay is very plentiful right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, the bait's been
almost too big sometimes.
Yeah, the bait's been good, which is good. I think that our bait stems from the bad water we had to the south early this year. I think a lot of bait pushed up this way, and our bait's been really, really good.
Bait's been thick around the pass, on the beaches, offshore. It's been awesome.
Yeah, I think that really helps us out.
Yeah.
Really do.
With scallop season opening up, July 10 in Pasco, hopefully the water will clear up a little bit and we can have a good season, because last year was phenomenal.
Good,
man.
Good stuff. Good report.
Exciting times.
Yeah, you the man, brother. We appreciate you saving the day here, so we can talk to you fine people.
Always got your six.
All right,
you know what I mean?
Listen, that's the guy I need. I want that. I want you to have my 6, buddy. That's what we need. You're a good man. Are you working today or are you off?
Oh no, I'm working every other weekend.
Good for you,
dude. 62 can't come fast enough.
Someone said on the live stream, does it even hurt if you get hit in the head with an Angry Orchard bottle?
That's pretty funny.
It's probably made of softer glass.
If you're going to hit him in the head, hit him with a light beer.
There you go. Isn't that when you should have had a Reds? Isn't that the commercial? Or you get hit in the head with the apple, not the beer bottle. Okay. All right. Alan, we appreciate
you. Even
brother.
like hard cider at commercials? Is that where we're going?
Hey, enjoy your time in Lambeau. That is just, that's different up there, isn't it?
Oh, it's so special.
They definitely don't serve Angry
believe
Orchard in that.
I can't even believe that we have tickets to the
only
opening.
place I've ever been where a cop will stop traffic while you cross the street so you don't spill your drink. I
have a very cool picture the very first time I went there of a police officer outside of Lambeau. I literally, of course, I went with my dad, who's no longer with us, so it's a great memory, but I literally was like, I need a picture of you cuffing me outside of Lambeau. So there are Lambeau fields in the background. I'm at the police car, and he's cuffing me behind my back with Lambeau in the thing so I could send it to my friends. I'm like, I didn't get to go to the game. I got arrested. It was hysterical. So, yes, Lambeau is special, and
like
I am looking
Packers
forward
fan.
to it. Yeah, I can't wait. Can't wait. Have a great day, Alan. We appreciate you. Be safe out there, brother. Thank you for what you do for us.
Will do, man. Have a good one.
All right, my brother.
See you, buddy.
Good human right there. We are up against the clock, but we've got our good friend Roy in South Carolina, South Kakalaki. We've got Captain Ray Markham, Captain Bobby Woodard, all up here on the other side. Hopefully we'll hear from you as well, 1-800-969-9352. Write them up. We'll be back.
It's not the first time I've seen you have an Angry Orchard, but it's still funny. Does it even hurt when you get hit in the head with an Angry Orchard? That was a good one. No, it does not. Because it's a can. I guess they do have bottles, right? I wouldn't know. But I don't drink myself anymore. If I was to drink, it wouldn't be an Angry Orchard. But I can say, I mean, I don't fault Mike very much because my wife used to love Angry Orchard. So we always had Angry Orchard in the house. And when we were out of other beers, I have tried it, and it is good. So, but I would much prefer if I was drinking alcohol to drink a whiskey or a bourbon. But that's me. It's probably why I don't drink alcohol anymore. What's up, Greg? Donald. It's cool to hear you got some fish for the Star Tournament, buddy. Always good to have some entries. Dan Burton wins. Comment of the day for sure. That's funny. LaShonda, I got to get back to you about the fireworks. It is that time of year. You guys gonna do fireworks out at the beach?
No.
Lame.
We go down to the beach and watch the fireworks. I mean, we'll get some little stuff for the kids probably, but they do the.
This year, Jack is almost 6. He turns 6 in August, and he's got the bug.
Does
so
he?
we're gonna get some big mortars
Uh-oh.
shoot out in the backyard.
Nice.
I'm excited.
Yeah, that's cool. I used to be.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to share because that's always been my thing, dude. So as my son gets older, it's gonna be real hard to pass that lighter. Like, hey, buddy, because I remember that with my dad. Like, he shows you how to do it a few times, and then once he's confident you're not gonna blow your head off, he lets you light the rest of the fireworks. And then from then till the end of time, you're the one with the lighter. He never gets to light another firework. I don't know. That's gonna be a hard torch to pass, brother.
That's terrible, man.
Right?
It's about your kid, Dylan. It's not about you.
Dude, it's going to be real tough. I'm telling you right now.
That's terrible, bro.
I'm just being honest.
You are.
At least I'm honest.
You are. You're honest. Have you ever worn a cheesehead hat? No. I think the cheesehead hat is stupid. I don't mind being called a cheesehead. I don't like wearing a cheesehead.
I'm glad there's a line.
Welcome back. First hour flew by.
A little segment here before the top of the hour. We'll be into hour number 2. Let's go to Roy in beautiful South Carolina. Roy Shoot, how are you, my brother?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm fantastic. Always good to hear your voice, my friend. What you got for us?
Well, got a couple questions.
We're going to make something
First
up.
of
Go
all,
ahead.
Are you going to the 6a-8a gala in December?
I am.
Okay.
I am not. Are you talking about the one, the black tie event where Clint Black's going to play?
Yeah.
I am not. Unfortunately, we did have an invite, but it didn't work out in the schedule. We couldn't pull it off. So.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a good
Okay.
one. Clint Black's going to play it. As soon as
yeah.
I saw Clint Black was going to be there, I tried to make it happen, but we just couldn't pull it together.
Sounds fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got reservations already done, so I'll be there. But anyway, Zancuda, Colombia, Panama. Where are we going?
Not yet. I'm working on it. I'm working on ICAST.
I like how you continue to pressure, though.
ICAST. I'm going to try to work on it a little bit at ICAST. There'll be a couple people there. I'm going to try to.
You're going to
put
Guatemala,
something together.
aren't you?
I want to go to.
Yeah.
I want to go to Casa Vieja really bad.
Yeah, those people are big. at
Casa
ICAST.
Vieja. Yeah, I really want to go to Casa Vieja. So that's what I'm working on.
If you need help streaming
Okay,
if you need help, I'm happy to volunteer. I got you.
I need somebody to carry all the bags.
I'll be your bag boy.
Yeah. I'll get 4 that want to go.
Okay. All right. I'm working on it, buddy. I'm working on it. Might even do Louisiana. You want to go to Louisiana, or has it got to be out of the country?
No, Louisiana's good.
Okay.
Louisiana's fun.
Yeah, Louisiana's a cool trip, too. All
Plus,
right.
someone's got to go to unhook all the fish that Beth catches
That's a
while
fact.
you watch.
That's the truth.
JB, would you just turn his microphone off? He is on a roll this morning. He knows I'm headed for vacation, so he's trying to wear me out. Jab, jab, jab. All right, Roy, shoot. See what you started? I appreciate you, brother. I'll be in touch.
You guys take care.
Have a good Fourth.
See you, buddy.
Good people right there. Man, we're lit like a Christmas tree now, boy. I don't want to go. We're up against the break here, but
yeah, don't want to rush those guys.
no, we've got some good callers. Captain Ray Markham is a legend. We got Captain Bobby Woodard. We've got our Visit St. Pete Clearwater Safe Boating Tip. We've got Mike Perry, beautiful
Some good
Florida
ones lined up.
Keys. Our legendary Donald in Lutz. We got them all
Nice.
stacked like cordwood. Phone lines will be open here on the other side. 1-800-969-9352. The Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show rolling into hour number 2. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back. Jim Pollard is watching. Looks like we spoke him into existence there.
Yeah.
Good morning, Captain Jim Pollard. Oh, Donald Waberman entering fish in the Star Tournament. He's going to catch one. That guy's going to catch a tagged redfish.
He's got to.
He's going to.
More evacuees from Israel arrived at Tampa International Airport yesterday as part of Operation Olive Shield conducted by the nonprofit Gray Bull Rescue.
Oh, look at this guy.
What?
Franz Ray Sales. Hear that? On the New Moon night trips, wouldn't the vessel lights actually act as an attractant?
It's an interesting question.
It is.
I think in that deep of water, I don't know how deep the light's going to be penetrating.
Yeah, but,
You're fishing
as the bait
120.
comes to it,
The bait comes to it, but we're not catching fish under the boat. We're catching fish on the bottom. I could see that being true for pelagics. And we don't have underwater lighting because it's a Coast Guard inspected vessel. I've tried that. The Coast Guard is not crazy about through hulls. So every through hull on the boat is a pain in the keister to get approved. And then during inspection, oh my gosh, through hulls have to be evacuated. They go, literally you'll have guys come out with toothpicks, micrometers, and picks to try to find bad metal, So through holes in a Coast Guard inspected vessel are not kosher. So we can't really do a bunch of underwater lights.
I would say that's complete bullshit, except on their part, except I had a through hull snap while I was running my boat and filling it with water briskly because of my high-speed pickup.
Yeah.
So I almost sank a boat because of a high-speed pickup, because of a through hull break.
And you got to think about a through hole for an underwater light. That's a pretty big hole.
Yeah.
And if that underwater light housing fails, you're in a pickle
Taking on
quick.
water quick, yeah. I get it.
Yeah, you already got through holes for your pumps. Anything below the water line, they get really uppity about.
Yeah, listen, I get it. Jeff Lynn is watching.
East and west of I-4, north and south of I-75, and also I-275. This report is sponsored by Discover. Guess what? Discover's accepted at 99%
Discover?
that take credit cards nationwide. You heard right, 99%. If you don't think so, maybe it's time to face facts. You're stuck in the past. Based on a February 2024 Nielsen report. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. I'm Brian Black, News Radio, WFLA. A high of 92 degrees and a mix of sun and clouds in the early part of the day with a 25% chance of stray shower or thunderstorm possible, and that probability increasing to 45% in the evening as the temperature drops to 75 degrees. Expect afternoon thunderstorms tomorrow. Get news, traffic, and weather around the clock when you set News Radio WFLA as a preset on the iHeartRadio app. I'm Brian Black with your report.
I've never had Duffy's in the AMI.
What?
Never. Never even heard of it.
Duffy's
Till today.
Duffy's cheeseburger is pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yep. I think the one drawback to the place is they don't do fries. I don't think they have a fryer. I think you do chips. Is the only
Chips
thing I
for the
look.
burger?
Yeah, I mean,
Interesting.
yeah.
But their burgers are delicious. They do a good burger for sure. They're known for their burgers. Nice little bar. You can tell Coach Cooper, who has a house on Anna Maria from the Lightning,
Goes there a lot.
yeah, because there's Cooper shit everywhere. They love them some Coop. I texted him while I was in there one time.
I saw him at Charlie's Steakhouse when I went there with my wife one time. He was definitely a regular, because everybody in that bar knew him.
Yeah, he's Coop. Coop loves the spotlight. Much different than my good friend John Tortorella, who did not like the spotlight at all. Not at all. No booth this year. It'll be hard to find you at ICAST.
Yeah.
You'll be wandering.
I have a meeting with the new head of NOAA. I'm excited. They called me yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah. Arsenio.
Good, good, good.
Yep. I met the last one. I had 3 different meetings with her, but it was always in groups. I've never had the opportunity to speak to the AA personally one-on-one. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Benny Jr. with Bartow Ford. Everyone has heard me speak about going the wrong way. But let me be clear, the wrong way means the wrong way of doing business.
Man, Fox has ran that spot twice this morning. The fishing segment spot,
Oh, yeah?
2 different times.
Good.
Must be a slow news morning.
Get some love, bro.
So on your next purchase, don't go the wrong way. Come to Bartow Ford and see why we're different, and we prove it. Luca, Bella, I'm sure you've noticed some changes. Who are you talking to? I'm just practicing.
I gotta look at that thing sometime this morning. Damn.
What?
I got another episode of Real Animals I gotta look at.
You watch every episode they send you before it goes out.
100%. It's got my name on it. Because they're not gonna. The sponsors ain't gonna yell at my production team if they miss, a plug or a.
Yeah.
I love my wife. I love you forever if you take me to the beach today.
Georgia going with you guys?
Rachel and her family, and
Oh,
we have,
nice.
there's 18 units there, and we have 15 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So some of our real good friends that are old neighbors. Matter of fact, the couple that's going to Lambeau with us for the opener, their kids in Georgia. Their oldest is a year older than Georgia. Their youngest is a year younger.
Oh,
They
wow.
grew up together. They were our neighbors for years. They all hang out together still when they're home from college and doing all their stuff together. So they go with us, and we got some dear friends that we've had since we've been married that go with us.
That's
The
cool.
lady who catered our wedding, she gets a room now, and she's a phenomenal cook. So we have stupid food. I mean, it's just a great. I had to go to St. Pete Cornhole. Got to put a shout out to St. Pete Cornhole.
I love John.
Is that his name?
John Pertile.
Great. I mean, I bought some cool boards. Had a
Yeah, he
redfish
makes some
on it.
great
Makes some
stuff.
really cool stuff.
And
yeah.
those boards are quality.
Yeah, really
They've been
high.
through 3 floods.
Really?
Still kicking.
Great board.
The following is a commercial program.
Great board. So I picked up some boards at St. Pete Cornhole this week so we can have an adult beverage and throw some bags.
Is an Angry Orchard an adult
Shut
beverage?
up. It's got the same alcohol as every other beer you jackwagon.
Dylan Hubbard.
Actually, Dylan's not here today. We've shut his microphone off. That's what we've done.
Nope. My button still works, buddy.
Yeah, unfortunately. I need to talk to engineering about that. I need to be in charge of that button over there as well. Let's go back to the phone lines here. We're talking fishing. Welcome to hour number 2 of the Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. Captain Mike Anderson and the big man, Captain Dylan Hubbard. Phone lines are open. We're a little stacked up, but if you want to try to get in, 1-800-969-9352. Let's try to rattle through some of these. Let's check in with the great Captain Ray Markham. Ray, how are you, buddy?
Good morning, Mike. How you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Sun is shining.
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good, my friend. Thanks for coming to the OCC Roadhouse. We certainly appreciate you. It was good to see you, my friend.
Oh, it's great entertainment, man. Have you tried the space dust yet?
Not yet.
Everybody's laughing. They're going like, "What the hell?"
Yeah, what is he talking
about?
about? The new Mirror Lure color,
Mhm.
space dust.
I was lost too. I was
I'm
like, did I
telling you.
miss something on the menu?
I think it's so different that the fish are just eating it because they haven't seen it before.
It's hard to tell.
But I'll tell you, I'm chucking that thing around the mangroves on the high tides, and I'm having real good success with that bait. And y'all mentioned something earlier about the little tiny bait.
Yep.
All the little tiny bait. Something else that I found it's absolutely killer. Mirror makes a Miradine, but they've got a bunch of different sizes. The little tiny one that's about 2 inches long, and I've been using the CS14MR in the pinfish color. They won't leave it alone.
I'll bet. I'll tell you what. I think, and I've been a Mirror Lure guy. They were my very, very first partner, my very first sponsor ever. So over 25 years, I've been a Mirror Lure guy. And I think that of all the lures, and I love the Little John, I love the Provoker. I think it's the best big trout soft plastic on the market. Obviously, the topwater plugs are second to none. The Mirror Lure, the Miradine Skin series that he did,
so cool,
was game changing. Yeah. And I don't know why. Because they ate the other ones. But there's something.
Looks natural.
It looks so natural. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, those skins are so cool.
Crazy what a great job they did. I mean, Eric Bachnick, seriously. I mean, we should be. There's so many great things. Power pole. There's so many great inventions that come from this part of Florida, the West Coast right here, Central West Coast. But Mirror Lure has just been kicking people's rear ends in the lure game forever, and it's right here in Largo.
Yeah.
I mean, just Bay Area born.
It's awesome.
They have, and the amazing thing to me that is they're so humble.
Yeah.
And
Eric Bachnick's a great
they put
man.
out something every year that every time I tie it on the end of a line and throw it, it just freaking amazes me how they can put one more thing out there that does as well as it does.
Eric Bachnick and you're right, humble. Great guy. I was thinking about that. I just wrapped up filming for season 19, and that's the one thing in season 19 that I didn't get to do. I'm going to make sure I do it in season 20. I like the days. I've had some great days on the water with Eric Bachnick. We had a huge day with TJ Stewart where we went and crushed him pretty good. He got a big 40-inch snook on plastic. I mean,
nice.
Yeah, dude, his biggest snook ever.
Wow.
Yeah, off a dock. We got a 40-inch fish off a dock, which is really hard to do. And, of course, it was in the legend's hands when he set the hook. Thank God that, Eric was in charge of that deal and got that big fish to the boat. But and then TJ Stewart, of course, is a phenomenal fisherman that put us on that fish. But that was my one regret from season 19, and I'm really happy with how it all turned out. We've got them almost – we're getting ready to start third quarter here, so the rest of the shows are going to go to the network. But I missed filming a show with Eric Bachnick this year, and I'm definitely going to do one for him next year. And get with him. That'll be fun.
It's such a cool history of Mirror Lure,
it's
too.
A neat
the fact that my grandfather, when he was fishing in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, that was the lure.
Yeah.
The LS, the Mirror
LNS
Lure.
Bay Company.
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. It's a cool thing that it's right here in our backyard.
Missed yesterday?
What'd I miss, buddy?
You missed 6 hours in the car with Captain Scott Moore. I rode over with Scotty. I met him down in Palmetto, and we rode over. And I was absolutely amazed it only took 2 hours to get over there to the state boards for CCA.
Yeah.
But on the way back, I guess we did a little detour because of the parking lot. And it was 4 hours getting back.
Wow.
We had a thunderstorm that would just knock your socks off. And we're sitting there looking at nothing but red taillights in front of us, and Scotty's going like, I know a little side road here.
Of course he does.
And I said, are you sure this thing is accurate on this map deal? He's got himself a new Ford truck.
That's right.
And, and I said, it doesn't show that there's really like a road here.
Don't worry about it, Ray.
Well, we got back. It only took 4 hours, but we got back.
There you go.
Survived.
So it was all good, though. It was an interesting ride because the whole time, Scotty's going like, "Oh, I got a client that lives over here," and I'm looking over there, and there's nothing but bushes and trees. and I'm going like, "You got one around every corner." I swear.
I can't imagine being in a better back seat of a vehicle than to be in the back seat listening to the conversations between Captain Ray Markham
You've
and
never
Captain
been
Scott
in the
Moore.
back seat of your life.
I have too.
Well,
I used to be a
there
little
are
guy.
some untold things that we don't want to mention, but
I'm sure there was.
I mean that's like local stuff. You're down, and I'm looking over, and I'm seeing the tower boat, and here's Scotty up on the tower directing traffic for people trying to get fish over the transom or over the gunnel, and it's like then I got a jet ski running circles around me, making sure that I don't catch anything. Like,
that's awesome.
Oh Lordy,
good stuff.
It's all good.
Good call, Ray Markham.
deal.
We look forward to seeing you at our next OCC Roadhouse, my friend.
July 22nd.
July 22nd.
Hope we can make it.
I hope you can
All
too,
righty.
buddy. Have a great 4th of July. Thanks for calling, bud.
Thank you. You too.
All right, partner. He is a legend right there. Great guy. Let's check in with Captain Bobby Woodard here quick in Boca Grande. Bobby, what up?
Hey, good morning, guys. I'm on speakerphone. Can you hear me good?
I got you. You all right?
All right. We're on the water. I got a special VIP guest on board this morning.
Yeah, who you got?
Our good buddy, Captain Jonathan Moss.
Nice.
Yeah, nice. Very cool. Wow.
VIP.
We're covered in legends today. We got VIPs calling the show, all that stuff. Sweet.
Bro, he's so VIP. He's sitting here eating a piece of cold pizza left over from last night. How we doing here, baby? How we doing?
That's big dog stuff right there. Calling from the water, eating cold pizza. That's
Yes,
how
sir.
we do real animals, baby.
About to hook up.
That's
with
right.
Some tarpon.
Exactly. I love it. I love it. Good stuff.
So just a quick report this morning. Had a couple of good schools in the past, but they're not settling down. Letting us turn around and get a good drift on them. So we're actually out on the beach now, hunting up and down the beach, looking see what we can find out here and see how that goes. If not, we'll just go pitch some docks and catch some big old snook. So
It's tough to be a guide in Boca Grande. Tough. Oh.
Anywho, hey guys.
All right,
Hi,
buddy.
man.
Hey, we'll see you soon. ICAST around the corner.
Sir, booked my room the other day, so we'll be at the same place.
All right, sounds good, buddy. Look forward to seeing you.
All right, see you guys.
All right, partner. Good stuff right there.
Captain-Bobby.com. He always forgets to give out his website.
Yeah, I should have asked him to. Let's get our safe boating tip in here real quick. Let's check in with Captain Jim Fogel. Visit St. Pete Clearwater Safe Boating Tip. How are you, brother?
Good morning. Real good. You guys sound good. You sound real good.
We're making it all up. It's a beautiful thing.
I know it's good. Listen, I think everybody knows next Friday is 4th of July.
It is.
A little bit of traffic.
Little bit of traffic. We want you to get your boat ready this weekend. Do not wait until Friday morning, 15 minutes before you leave the dock.
Or on the boat ramp
Especially if you're
while you're dropping your boat in the water.
Especially if you're a boater that hadn't been out on the water for a month or two or several weeks. Get it ready this weekend. Make sure the boat is okay. Check all your fittings. Check all your hoses. Be sure the boat can handle whatever you're going to do with it and wherever you're going to go. Gas it up this weekend. Make sure your equipment is all in good shape. Check over all your Coast Guard required equipment. If you're going offshore, make sure that EPIRB or PLB is tested. You should test those things at least once a month. Don't overload the boat. Make sure your boat will handle whatever number of people you're taking on it, and it's safe. Do not drink on the water. Please wait till you get home. Watch your crew. Sometimes, especially new ones on a boat, they don't want to drink because then they're worried that they'll have to get rid of that water somewhere. Well, don't embarrass them. Just talk to them. Make them drink a lot of water and or electrolyte type drinks. And watch the crew. Keep an eye on them. Make sure they're not getting sick. Wear your life jackets. Appoint your lookouts before you leave the dock. And please slow down unless you're in absolutely wide open water where you don't see another boat anywhere else.
Amen.
We want you to come back. We want you to come back and celebrate the reason we're having the 4th of July. and give another shout out to the boys and girls overseas and all those folks that conducted that big mission against the bad guys over there in Iran.
No doubt, brother.
So,
You're the
appreciate
man.
your time, guys. Thank you for the Coast Guard Auxiliary in St. Pete, Jim Fogel. Be safe out there.
Thanks, brother.
See you, buddy.
Great job. Again, brought to you by our good friends at Visit St. Pete Clearwater. And on Jim's note, we definitely always want to give some love to our men and women service members, both here and abroad, that make it possible to do what we do. We roll into some of these holidays and forget that we got, people making our freedom possible all over the world that don't get to see their family, don't get to really do a lot of fun stuff for the 4th of July. So it's a blessing, and it's because of that. Let's go here real quick. We got to get in a quick one, but I want to try to get in Donald before we go to break here. Donald, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing awesome. It was great seeing you guys on Tuesday, and man, there was so many people there. I got to meet Alan from St. Pete.
Nice.
He connected the voice with the face, and that was cool. And Vance Tice, and also I talked with Ray, and it was like, wow, it's just so cool. Hung out with my new friend Bruno, ate some food, drank some beers. Fun time.
Beers.
Not ciders, beers.
Whatever.
It was good to see you, Donald.
Yeah, it's great seeing you guys. So I was out yesterday at Crystal River. I'm throwing that skin series, that Mirrodine.
Yeah.
Got the green top, green back.
Yeah.
And man, trout love that.
Yeah, it's a good color.
Yeah. So catching trout and stupid catfish, but it's all entries in CCA. And let me tell you, I also caught a bunch of blue claw crabs, which was really odd. I haven't caught those, but it landed 3 of those, and they were like 8 inches wide.
Nice.
These things were the biggest freaking crabs that I had seen for a long time. And if I was on a boat and had a 5-gallon bucket, man, what a crab fest I would have had.
Crab shalau. No doubt. Donald, I'm up against the clock, brother. Good to see you on Tuesday night. Hopefully we'll see you at the next one.
July
OCC
22nd.
Roadhouse, July 22nd, yep.
Yeah, I'm bringing Henry with me to the
good.
OCC.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Good.
I'm flying this Thursday to get him.
Perfect.
And spending the 4th of July weekend down in Texas with Courtney and the gang.
Nice.
Flying back on the 7th.
All right, partner. Let me get us to break here so I can get to the rest of them. You the man.
You take care. Take tight line. Stay safe.
Thanks, partner. See you, buddy. Good stuff right there. We've got our Hall of Famer, Captain Lisa Fitzgerald. We got Captain Mike Perry, Ron's Tackle Box. Lots of stuff to get to on the other side. We'll be back 970 WFLA.
1,000 bucks, no strings attached. Noel's Paint Weekend Getaway Book, the big splurge, yours. The $1,000 Freedom Fund is yours to spend however you want. Listen to News Radio WFLA after the news from 9 to 5. Grab the keyword and cash could be yours. News Radio WFLA.
Having trouble finding a plumber or an electrician you can trust? A company that is clean, honest, trustworthy, reasonably priced, and shows up on time? Captain Mike Anderson here for Titan Plumbing and Electric. My friend Joe Gennaro is the owner, and I've known him and his family for over 15 years. And when Beth and I were getting work done on our home, he was the first person I called because trusting the people working on your home is everything. Call Titan Plumbing and Electric today at 813-933-8010 and find out for yourself what thousands of customers already know. Titan Plumbing and Electric is a company you can trust. TitanPlumbingandElectric.com.
When America's favorite beaches are right in your backyard, you don't have to go far to feel a world away. So turn your beach bag into your overnight bag and cruise over to St. Pete Clearwater. Here, you'll find just what you're looking for. And then some. School's out and summer's in. Get away with the fam and get there before they have the chance to say, are we staying? The perfect escape is closer than easy than you think. Get the best deals and book your stay at beachesoftampabay.com.
Ever feel like you're stepping into a deep fryer when you get into your car? Beat the heat with the WeatherTech Sunshade for your windshield. Custom-fit to your specific vehicle, the Sunshade blocks out the scorching sun and damaging UV rays to keep your interior cool. So your steering wheel seats don't feel like a seal. WeatherTech Sunshade Grade, and hundreds of other premium products at WT.com.
I've told you guys for years now that nobody in the Bay Area does fishing tackle like Gator Gyms, and those of you who listened and stopped by took advantage of great deals. Nobody in the business buys deals like my guy Jim Bickle, and he passes those savings along to his customers, and that's great news for you. They have all the best names in the industry, including all my favorites like Quantum Reels, Ingle Coolers, Mirrorlure, Strike King, Mustad Hooks, Bull Bay Rods, Vicious Fishing, and more. Gator Gym's knowledgeable staff will help you gear up for whatever adventures you have in mind and do it with top-shelf gear that won't cost you an arm and a leg. They're a one-stop shop for anything and everything you want to catch. They also offer live bait, sunglasses, apparel, fillet knives, fishing pliers, and more. Get by Gator Gyms today at 3301 Pinellas Point Drive or give them a call at 727-363-0900. Go by and see for yourself why this is one of my favorite stops. Trust me, one stop is all it takes and you'll be hooked. Gator Gyms Tackle, simply the best. Go by today and tell them Captain Mike sent you.
You're great at protecting your personal information. You might even use things like two-factor authentication and strong passwords. But as much as you try to control how your info's protected, there are other places that also have it, and they may not be as careful. That's why LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity's stolen, they'll fix it guaranteed, or your money back. Save 40% your first year with my name Clay as the promo code at lifelock.com. Terms apply.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed. Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
From iHeart Podcast. Before social media, before cable news, there was Alan Berg.
He was the first and the original shock jock.
That scratchy, irreverent kind of way of talking to people and telling them that you're an idiot and I'm going to hang up on you.
This is Live Wire, the loud life and shocking murder of Alan Berg.
And he pointed to the Denver phone book and said, well, there are probably 2 million suspects.
Open your free iHeartRadio app, search Live Wire, and listen now.
I've been telling you.
Yeah, now the mics are working. Sorry, guys. Mics died. Didn't realize it. My bad, y'all. We were just talking about how Beth outfishes Mike. So no, Beth, I was not talking smack about your fishing ability.
I text her
talking
back.
Smack about Mike's fishing ability.
I text her back. That's all he's done pretty much the whole show so far is just talk shit. She said, smart man. Welcome back. Short segment before the bottom of the hour. We want to get one in here. Let's go. I got to be fair here to Mike Perry. Got to get him in. He's been on hold for close to 30 minutes. We got to get Mike in here quick. Captain Mike Perry, how are you this morning?
Hey, guys, jammed up because of the phone lines. I understand the fishing. Fishing's been pretty darn good. It's funny you should mention a slow day. We had the middle of this week, we had a day and a half like that where nothing was working offshore. We had barracuda got in the troll lines, and yeah, that's fun and everything, but I had a group on who wanted some fish to take back to the resort and do the old hook and cook and everything. So we're fishing in 150 to 300 foot of water out there doing our thing, and we had a few yellowtail, and they weren't doing their thing. So I headed back in, and the client, one of the guys on there, goes, "You never fish inshore with this big boat." I said, "We're going to some patch reefs," and you could literally see. I was in 25 foot of water, and you could see the reefs and everything, the little patch reefs. And we ended up getting a limit of mangrove snapper that were all 3 to 5 pounders. Wow. We completed out our yellowtail. I was like, hey, it works.
Yeah, it's the game, brother.
It was a good day. I made a good day out of what was looking like I was going to come back in and have to offer some money back or something.
Have you tried one of those small barracudas? They're good.
No, and I'll tell you why, Dylan. My neighbor down here who lives behind me.
Got to go quick. Got about a minute.
Oh, he's an FCA guy. Conservation officer and everything. And he says he had one years ago, and he told me the whole he got sick and everything, and that horror story. And being a nurse, I've seen it in the emergency room. I've seen people come in with it. So it just kind of frightens me off a little. But anyway, sorry, guys. I know you're busy, but I appreciate the time. And you guys have a great day from the Florida Keys tight lines, and God bless everybody. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
You're the man. Thank you, brother. Good stuff there for sure. We're up against the clock, but I have Ron from Ron's Tackle Box and the legend, Hall of Famer, Captain Lisa Fitzgerald up on the other side. Hopefully we'll hear from you as well. We're headed into the bottom of the hour, so we've got one big segment left here. 1-800-969-9352. Let's talk fishing. We'll be back.
From the local Lexus dealers, WFLA News Desk. This is News Radio, WFLA.
Beverage question mark. With 3 laughy faces. I said, don't you start.
So Beth agrees.
Oh,
when you go to the beach, are you drinking Angry Orchard on the beach?
Yeah, wherever. Wherever I go, I drink it. I drink Mick Ultras, too. I like Mick Ultra.
Mick Ultra is not much better. It's like the water of beers.
Okay. Got the same alcohol content, bro. It's all the rest of them. It's all good.
Mick Ultra. That's okay. Like, Beth wants to drink Angry Orchard Mick Ultra. That's cool. But, like, I don't know.
You just don't think it's cool, huh?
No.
I don't know what to tell you.
I wonder if there's a breakdown on the demographic of client. They probably don't share that information, but I bet the demographic breakdown on Mick Ultra and Angry Orchard sway heavily feminine.
You think?
I would say.
I would say. Okay.
I know William, or who was it, says, oh, Dylan's always like it's his way or everybody else is wrong, so I don't want to have a strong opinion, but I'd say I'm right. Sorry.
I'd say, but that's pretty accurate. Okay. I don't really care.
You do you, man.
I'm gonna. Yeah, pretty much gonna do that. Reds. I like a good Reds. I like the Orchard. What?
Someone asked on the stream, Greg said, does Mike drink wine coolers too?
Smirnoff.
Smirnoff Ice.
No. That's messed up. But funny.
Is Smirnoff a wine cooler?
I don't know.
I don't even know what a wine cooler is.
I couldn't remember the name of them. You don't even know what a wine cooler is. Yeah. Way to drop something in the live feed that was way before Dylan's time.
Google that.
Wine coolers used to be a thing back in the late 80s.
Oh, they're awful colorful.
Yeah,
seems like it'd be up your alley.
Fuck off.
Exotic berry. All right.
Oh my God.
Wine cooler is wine mixed with carbonated water, fruit juices, and other flavorings.
See, I think a cider's okay. I think like White Claw and shit like that.
You walked out of the room, and I said, I can't fault Mike too much because I've tried some of those ciders. Like, Emily loved Angry Orchard. That was her drink. And I've tried them before. They are really good. So, I don't disagree. They are good.
Here's my
taste
issue. I think it really, truly, why I tend to go that way. I have such a bad sweet tooth. My sweet tooth is terrible.
Yeah.
You know, like chocolate chip cookies. Like I could eat a dozen a day. I have a terrible.
I love those memes, and it's like I have the body type that says I like to work out, but I also won't say no if you offer me a cookie.
I'm that guy. I'm that guy right here. I'm that guy.
I get it.
Cardio, do abs. I'm in the gym 4 or 5 days a week, and I just can't get super lean right here because I like beer and I like sweets.
Yeah.
Key lime pie, Publix key lime pie. I'll take my whole entire head and shove it in the pie and just stay there.
Publix key lime pie is a problem.
It's the real deal.
Have you ever had a chantilly cake?
No.
Yeah, I didn't even really know what they were, but my wife's family is like super into them. So like the last couple of years, that's been a thing.
Okay.
Don't try one. A Publix chantilly cake is crazy.
Publix chantilly cake. Now I have to have one.
Dude, it's crazy.
Great. You're not helping me.
It rivals the key lime.
Damn. Rivals key lime pie?
Dude, it's killer.
Their key lime pie is so good. And I've had a lot of key lime pie in like places that are famous for their key lime pie, and I'm like,
Publix key lime
is
pie.
better. It's the best.
100%.
It is. It's the best.
See, Brian Pugh's on board. He said, drink a real beer, like a Cigar City Maduro, which I think is too dark for me personally.
Yeah, that's pretty
But then he
rough.
said, at least a Yingling. And Yingling is, I would say, my go-to. I like Yingling.
Other guys like Yingling.
Stream is on fire today. Isn't it Angry Orchard the drink Dylan Mulvaney was advertising?
Who's Dylan Mulvaney? I don't know who that is.
That one guy who did the Bud Light thing that set off that thing.
Nice. Welcome back here. It's 7:35 at the iHeartMedia Empire. Let's rattle through some calls here. We got to get to our freshwater guru, also holding for 30 minutes. We appreciate you. Let's go to Ron at Ron's Tackle Box out in beautiful Lake Alfred. Ronnie, how are you?
Doing great this morning. I just wanted to tell you a couple things.
Come on.
Nice bass fishing right now. A young kid caught a nice 8.5 pounder off a dock down the street here.
Nice.
Caught on the booyah.
Booyah.
Booyah. I love it. I love it.
That royalty color, man. And you were talking about mirror lures earlier. When I was a young child up in northern Indiana, I used that broken back greenback.
Oh, yeah.
For bass fishing was great. And it works good here, too, in the freshwater.
Oh, yeah.
The broken backs are awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
That's
so
a classic.
Really good. And when we talked last week about me shutting down, and a lot of people heard that and got a lot of response, and wonderful people called me and made comments. Frank Sargent made a nice comment for me.
Frank Sargent is a class act. As good a human being as there is, period. Unbelievable.
Yes.
Yep.
And he listens. I had calls from Georgia that people listened to your show.
Nice.
So it was great. I appreciate all you've done for me through the years, and
Listen,
I'll probably be here just a couple more weeks.
I am not happy. Okay. Again, when you finally do the paperwork for this whole retirement thing, I just want you to know that I'm going to turn it down. Okay? You're going to be turned down and then resubmit in 30 days for further disapproval because I am not happy about it. Talking to you on Saturdays, bro, and getting to know you and becoming a friend of yours has been one of the highlights of me doing the Saturday morning gig, bro. I've absolutely loved the conversation, and I think you are a outstanding human being. You've done a great job in your tackle business, and you've helped so many people catch fish, but you are just an outstanding human being, and when it does come, and I know it's coming, we will miss you, brother.
Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate that. It all works together. Everybody works together. It
Yeah,
works
man.
out well.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody lift up. It's all
rising
good.
tide raises all
Some
boats.
people,
Yeah, man.
Yeah, some people don't like to share information, but you guys are great.
Well, we try. The nice part about Dylan and I is if we don't know the answer, we'll just make something up.
Oh yeah,
That's what we're known for.
Absolutely.
Right. Sure.
The fishing is great out here. Big bluegill, shellcracker. It's amazing. Every year, it's just nice fishing. It's great.
Yeah, Polk County's incredible when it comes to that freshwater scene. It's a fishy place.
Polk County.
Polk.
Yes.
I know.
I'm going to miss that the most. Mike dropping L's.
That's Imperial Polk County.
Yeah.
That's right, Imperial Polk County, no doubt.
Yeah.
Bobby is jumping up and down on his boat somewhere.
Good stuff, Ronnie. Tell everybody how they can find you out there, brother.
Alrighty, I'm at 380 South Lake Shore Way, which is 1792 in Lake Alfred. Phone number 863-956-4990. And I'm having a big sale, buy one, get one free on all the lures and worms, and come on out and have a good time.
It's the craziest. You are the man, my friend. I hope this all goes well, and just keep us updated because we want to know when your last call-in is. We got to know that stuff.
And also, he's selling the property, so that means the tackle shop is closing. So if you've ever wanted to get over there, now's the time because
thank you.
He's going to have some sales going, I'm sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
Oh yeah,
no doubt.
I tried finding a buyer for the business, but nobody wants to do this.
Yeah, God, I don't know what the deal is there because you got it set up and running and rocking and rolling. So
pretty soon it won't be anywhere you can get live bait.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
That's
not
it.
a good thing. Not a good thing.
Thank you, fellas.
All right, Ronnie,
Appreciate
be
you,
good.
man.
Good stuff right there. We're going to lose a good one right there. Let's check in with our resident Hall of Famer, the one and only, the legend, Captain Lisa Fitzgerald, CCA Florida Star Tournament Director Extraordinaire. How are you, my friend?
Well, thank you. I'm doing wonderful. A little, depressed today because we've had our third tagged redfish in the TH Marine tagged redfish division. Dadgummit, people are not registered or a CCA member when they catch these.
I don't get it. I'm baffled
And this
by the
was
whole thing.
close to home. This was in Sarasota Bay.
Oh.
Beautiful. 25 inches. It breaks my heart that we're not giving away that Carolina skiff. We've got a Seaborn center console, a spider, and a microdraft skiff to give away. We're not hiding these fish.
Microdraft.
I mean,
Oof.
We've got
Such
some
a cool
gorgeous boats out there.
Yeah, that's a cool boat.
Nothing's a microdraft with you on it, bud.
Come on, buddy. You weigh more than I do.
That's true.
There's boats in all the other divisions, the Lots of Spots division. We have that SUP custom hybrid skiff with a Yamaha motor. We have a custom Ginu. There are so many boats to be won, yet we just don't have the registration right now. We're at about 4,500 that are registered for the competition. We had hoped to be at 7,000. So get your listeners on the phone, get them registered. There's $500,000 in prizes.
Crazy.
There's 65 days of fishing still left. If you're driving out to go fishing right now, shame on you for not being registered in Star, because every fish that you catch can be entered in the competition to win something. Makes your summer more rewarding. You can call us on the phone. We'll register you right over the phone. You don't have to go online. Our phone number is 844-387-7827. Get registered and start entering your fish. It's really simple. Gator Jim's has our identifier. West Marine has our identifier. Most of the bait and tackle shops have our identifier. So you can get registered easy.
And we're catching redfish.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're still catching redfish everywhere we go. They're everywhere, so you have a chance. It's not like the tagged redfish, like it's a bad time of the year to catch redfish. We're still catching them. So I don't.
Well, and it's not just redfish. I mean,
there's
you
that.
catch a snook, you can enter it. You catch a mangrove snapper, enter it. Do you know our offshore division only has around 600 entries, and we're giving away $60,000 in prizes in our offshore division.
And a
12
motor.
Crazy.
Yeah.
A 250 Yamaha motor.
That's
Do
crazy.
you know how much that motor's worth?
Oh, I do.
$35,000.
I'm familiar.
We do. know. Yep, we know. Unbelievable.
So there's
Unbelievable.
there's so many great things. And if you're wondering what to do with your kids this summer, get them out there, get them fishing. They can win college scholarships and have them picking up trash. They can win in the Costa Kick Plastic Trash Division. There's just so many great ways to engage this summer in the conservation efforts. Catch, photo, release. Unfortunately, the third fish was not released. It was caught by an angler from out of state, and they did keep it. But, we just got to We got to keep educating people.
I agree. We just got to keep bringing the hammer. That's what you're best at, my friend. I like it.
Well,
So are you, Mike.
I think we all are hammers. We just we hammer in a different fashion.
Oh, it is one of the biggest head scratchers in all of fishing to me, and has been for years. And you know what? It was a head scratcher for me before the Star Tournament started. Why people weren't part of CCA. I mean, I just can't wrap my brain around it. And then CCA goes and comes up with the Star Tournament. Now you can actually win boats. At one point, they were giving away trucks. I mean, all this stuff is there for you to be, to be had, and people aren't taking advantage of it. I don't get the college scholarships for your kids. You're fishing with your kids on the boat all summer anyway. So you're putting the money to helping the fishery, no brainer, and then you can possibly win college scholarships, and you're just not taking advantage of it. I can't.
For $10,
I don't get it.
$10 kids.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
It's crazy. It's a great way to engage people. We have done now almost $11.5 million in habitat restoration work. When you look at Tampa Bay and you look at some of the areas that we've been doing work in, look how far we've come.
Look at the redfish. Look at the red fishery. Every time somebody asks me about what does CCA do, I'm like, you catching redfish? Oh, yeah, the redfish bite's been great. You know why? Because of Duke Energy and CCA and all the fingerlings they released, that's what you're catching now. These fish are now growing up, and that fishery is thriving on the west coast of Florida. Everywhere you go, down Charlotte Harbor, all the way up Crystal River, Homosassa, all them fish up towards the Big Bend area. That's all because of all what Duke Energy and CCA Florida did, and nobody wants to be a part of it. I don't get it. I don't get it.
300,000, almost 300,000 on the west coast, and over 200,000 on the east coast redfish. And guess what we're getting ready to do? You guys will be happy with this. Triple tail.
What?
Triple tail. Yeah,
really?
West Coast triple tail. We'll be catching triple tail and spawning them and releasing those back into our coastal waters that are
great.
Tail.
That's great.
That's
I love it. I just, what? Yeah, I can't. I don't know. It's been my soapbox forever. I just don't. It's the biggest head scratcher on the planet for me. I don't understand.
Well, we'll keep at it. We'll keep at it. And come on, you got to keep me, in a job for at least another 3 or 4 years. I can't be like Ron's tackle box and be retiring. I need a job. So let's keep at it. Keep getting people registered.
Maybe that'll work. Maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we're going about this the wrong way. We're talking about, saving our estuaries, and maybe it just needs to be. Let's keep Captain Lisa Fitzgerald employed. Maybe we should just change our shtick and start driving that.
I don't want to be homeless and living out of, I wouldn't even have a truck. So, I'd have to be living out of a tent. Come on, guys.
Right. Let's take care of Hall of Famer Captain Lisa Fitzgerald. She deserves more. How about that?
Well, we'll see you in house, right, guys?
Yes, ma'am. We'll be there. Looking forward to it for sure. I've already got my time set up to be in the CCA booth there. I think I'm Wednesday afternoon, 4 to 6. Sir. Yeah, I'm hanging out with you guys, so I'm looking forward to it. Always good to see the CCA family.
And I look forward to having you guys there, and just I'd like to see a lot of people getting registered for the competition and just supporting us. It's a great way to really get engaged in the sport and show your support. But keep me employed, please.
Tell everybody how they can get signed up, Lisa.
Yeah, you can go to CCAFLSTAR.com, or you can call us right over the phone line to 844-387-7827.
You're the best, my friend. Tell Lo we said hello. All right.
All right.
Talk soon.
Bye.
All right. See
you. Hear the seagull in the background. She's definitely on the water.
Yes, she is. She's always on the She's either in the woods or on the water. There's no doubt about it. Actually, that's what makes her so it makes her so great at what she does is you're not talking about a person who, just got a college degree and thinks the beach is a pretty place and took this job. You're talking about someone who eats, breathes, and sleeps the outdoors, all of it.
Yeah.
She likes to go
well-rounded.
Yeah, she likes to turkey hunt and deer hunt, and she's just into, it doesn't matter if it's freshwater or saltwater. It doesn't matter what it is. She is an outdoorsman. So she's a cool cat, and we appreciate her hard work and what she's trying to do. And again, like I said, I wish the masses would understand how important this is, and it goes back to the simple stuff, having that voice, the recreational anglers having a voice that can be heard. You have to have, for the politicians, everybody knows how I love my politicians, for them to get a clear message, you have to have numbers. That's the way it works.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have numbers. And that's what we're trying to get everyone to understand. The more people that are members of CCA Florida, the bigger the politicians know the number is. That way, when we start talking about our estuaries and about the fisheries, they actually pay attention.
Yeah.
Because it comes down to votes for them.
Like I said, 9 of 11 Gulf Council members are CCA representatives. It's impressive.
Yeah. Well, like I said, hopefully they'll get the message and sign up.
Yep.
And save Lisa's job.
Save the Hall of Famer.
That's right. We're gonna get some yard signs going. Save Lisa's job.
Sign up for Star today.
That's right. Save Lisa's job.
Love it.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, we got to go to break here, and then we're gonna have a short segment before we wrap up this hideous radio program. The Bartow Ford Real Animals Radio Show. We'll be back.
Flew by.
Oh, you're excited about the beach. That's why.
I don't know what. I'm excited about my nap. I need a nap, and then I'm going to the beach. I'm tired.
I need a nap, and then an angry orchard.
That's right. Not necessarily in that order.
What's up, Scott?
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. You can save time, make the most money, and eliminate all the hassle this summer. It's Ryan Gorman here. My friends at Mark Spain Real Estate can sell your home with the strongest all-cash offer in the industry and help you move on your timeline. With over 67,000 satisfied clients, you can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast and for maximum profit. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing. Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. The electrical panel is the heart of your
Man, we rattled through some calls right there, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Whew. Hey, Sparky.
Love me a jingle.
I got a nice text from Brian. I did that influencer thing I did.
Yeah.
We had that thing went crazy. I had Greg Miner from Vicious
flew in, did a vacation, joined us on the Sunday show, was on his way out on Allegiant, happened to look at the magazine and then sent me a picture of the.
Saw it.
Yeah, he was like, dude. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't suck.
Yeah. They put your info in it too?
I think so.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty cool ad. Great. I mean,
Alan said everybody could use a nap come 8 a.m.
Alan, don't start. Alan. 4:30 is too early to get up.
I get to sleep in till 4:30 on Saturdays.
That sounds terrible. You normally get up at 4?
Yeah.
Ugh. What time do you go to bed?
Like 9:30.
Ugh, that's terrible. That sounds awful.
That's not bad. You get used to it.
Anderson and Dylan Hubbard.
Welcome back. Wrapping up things here on the Bartow Ford Real Animals radio show. Putting a shout out to our good friends at Affordable Roofing Systems, shingle, metal, tile, flat roofs. It doesn't matter. Repairs, replacements, whatever you need. They're the best in the business. Proof's in the pudding. Captain Ben Marshall, Captain Dylan Hubbard, neighbors of Dylan's, My House Repairs. Nobody does it better. We absolutely love David Torres and the good people at Affordable Roofing Systems. Give them a call today at 1-888-397-ROOF for your free estimate, or visit them online at affordableroofingflorida.com.
Are you going to ask me about weather?
I am.
Because remember how I said yesterday weather looked a little sporty starting midweek and then over the weekend, and then this morning I looked at it and it went away. It's back.
Really?
Just in the course of our radio show, the forecast has
again?
changed again. And it looks like Wednesday the weather starts to get a little bit more adverse, and that lasts through the early part of this coming weekend. So definitely keep an eye on the second half of this work week coming up into the weekend. Looks like we're going to get some potential disturbance Wednesday through about Saturday night and into Sunday. So it could change. It changed this morning for a little bit, so we're definitely going to keep an eye.
Is it just going to be windy, or we got rain coming? Or
this forecast update has it pretty breezy there Friday. Mostly just rain Wednesday through Saturday, essentially. But we'll see. It's still early, and
late
as I
afternoon,
mentioned,
or kind of all day?
All day.
Really?
Yeah, a little bit of everything.
I'm going to be at the beach with my family all week, and if it rains,
I'm going to laugh at you because you've been asking. You were praying for rain. Oh, it needs to rain. Remember early June?
Listen, I'm okay if it rains. Here's the bad part. My liver will take a butt whooping. If it rains.
Angry Orchard stock is about to go up, boys.
That's
It's
right.
time to invest.
Yeah, it will not be good. Never is. If it rains, it could get silly. All we can do is.
Well, don't forget, tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m., we got the live show going on at the Real Animals and Hubbard's Marina Facebook page. Join us at 7:30 p.m. tomorrow night. Tomorrow morning, 7 to 9, we got Real Animals Sunday going on. What you got tomorrow?
I'll be at the beach.
So it's Mahoney's
It is.
driving the bus.
Mahoney's driving the bus.
That's entertaining.
Always, to say the least. Yes, Mr.
Do you know
Mahoney.
who's the guest going to be?
I do not. It was going to be Ben. Ben had something come up. He's got to go to Georgia. So
Mahoney's
I'm not sure.
alone with no supervision.
No supervision, yes.
That's a good show to tune into tomorrow.
Could be a little crazy
7
for
to
sure.
9 a.m. on 620 WDAE. And then July 22nd is our next OCC event. Definitely don't miss out on that. 7 to 9 p.m. at OCC Roadhouse, 49th Street, just south of Ulmerton. It's going to be a good time. Great food. And we're going to be working on a guest, I hear.
Yeah, I want like a guest for that one.
Yeah, July 22nd. Mark your calendars.
Junior Real Animals Junior Pro Staff Summer Tournament starts here 1 July, runs through the whole month. So if you're on the team or know an angler on the team, don't let them miss the start of this thing. Get them on the water, start catching fish, and get some entries in. Again, sign up for the CCA Florida Star Tournament. It is not too late. Plenty of days left, 65 days left of fishing in that tournament. It's worth it to get involved. We definitely need the help. And then want to put a shout out to Reese Windows and Doors, a great partner here of the Real Animals radio show. Over 50 years in business, free installation, most windows and doors installed in just 6 to 8 weeks. What are you laughing about?
Even your daughter's getting in on it now.
Oh, yeah?
Rachel's on the stream.
Great.
Love it.
Great.
Yeah.
It's a family show.
It's a family of cider.
It is.
Cider drinkers.
Yeah?
All right.
Okay.
It is what it is.
It is. Yeah. It is.
Your daughters and your wife love ciders, and so do you.
Visit reeswindows.com for more information. I don't know.
I don't know why I'm here.
I don't know why you're here either, actually. I was just thinking that same thing. When did this turn?
Who invited me?
Yes. I don't know what I was thinking.
Big shout out to Beth.
Apparently I had way too many Angry Orchards one night and decided to make you a partner. I screwed up. Please forgive me, people.
Classic.
Yeah.
Definitely an exciting time. Take advantage of that backside of that new moon. A lot of moving water, a lot of good feeding fish, inshore, nearshore, and offshore. Just watch that weather. Take advantage of these weather windows.
Jason Behringer, we appreciate you, my man. Way to keep us rolling here this morning. Thank you so much for fixing the phone lines, to everybody that called, everybody that's chiming in on the live feed. We appreciate you guys more than you know. Everybody have a great and safe 4th of July. Remember, there's a lot of people on the water. Be paying attention out there. Make sure if you're enjoying some Angry Orchards or whatever your adult beverage is, you do it responsibly through the weekend.
And don't forget, if you're too busy to go fishing, you're just too darn busy.
Tight lines, everybody. We're out.
The preceding program was paid for by Real Animals Fishing. W265CT Bay and Airport, W233 Golf Course. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in and hanging out on the stream. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow night, 7:30 p.m. for the live show. Don't miss Mahoney tomorrow, but he does not live stream, so that is radio only. What?
That is a drawback.
Yeah. So 7 to 9 a.m. tomorrow, 620 WBAE. Catch it on the radio or the iHeart website is how I always catch it.
iHeart app.
Yeah, iHeart app. So tune in tomorrow, 7 to 9, tomorrow night, 7:30, and we'll see you next week for another episode of Real Animals Saturday. Thanks, y'all.
No, we won't.